Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. If you mess around with your notifications, you can also be notified when we put up one of these community tab polls. 3,500 votes are in, Larson.
It's pretty definitive.
Raw got a big old yay, 66%, somewhere in between 14%. I echo the yay sentiment.
Yeah, it was a solid show. It was a lot of fun.
Man, if they had Raws like this every single week, nobody would ever think to say, I don't really like the creative here. I don't know what to do.
I know. It's amazing what happens when you have a couple surprises, some story development, some character development. It really goes a long way towards making an entertaining show.
A killer cliffhanger.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, it was just a stellar show. We'll get to it in a second. We're also available wherever audio podcasts can be found. Leave us a rating, review, or a comment. It really does go a long way. It's a free and easy way to support Going In Raw. Just leaving us. You see, a lot of people notice we got a brand new,
new artwork for the podcast.
Little icon, little artwork for the podcast.
It's good. Not as good if it was a Starfield in the background, but it's good.
We're not a space podcast.
We might be every Monday on Overrun, though.
Yeah, why not? We should make that daily space news. Space is pretty vast. I'm sure we could find daily space.
There is, but our understanding and knowledge of it as humans are so limited.
That is true. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We got a variety of reward tiers over there. It's a great way to financially support Going In Raw, because without the Patreon, we would be a whole lot of nothing. And we're coming up to the end of the month. We've got 2 days left. And if you get your pledge in by the last day of February, the 28th, you will be, if you get your $20 pledge in, you'll get yourself the Friendo Care Package. It involves, you get a comic book, you get 3 stickers, you get a postcard, you get a double-sided poster with Top Notch and Mecha Santa. And you also, if you want to participate, get your video question on Matt Chat. You could do that at the $20 level.
Correct.
As well, you also get a ton of bonus content every single week. We have a couple new
Monday Space News.
Including Monday Space News. That's right. On Overrun. Got a couple new patrons here. Let's see here. Where did here we go. Jordan Sutherland, Jason W. Fowler, Britton Wolf, Kelvin Wells II, Toastmaster 77, Rebecca Dumitrescu, and Thomas Kaler. I hope I pronounced Rebecca's last name correctly. Dumitrescu or Dumitrescu. I'm sure I got it right. I'm sure I got it right in one of those.
Thank you.
Anyways, thank you very, very much for your support.
Are we going to talk about the washing machine video?
I mean, we probably should. It's pressing stuff.
It's huge news.
I think they want to. I think
Matthew posted a compilation on YouTube. I watched it this morning.
There's an entire compilation?
Yeah, I think it's all of them that were on Twitter and now on YouTube.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Pretty great.
Yeah, so check out, what is his Twitter? I don't know. Just look up Matthew with Fs. M-A-T-T.
Headbanger Botch, I think.
Oh, is that what his actual Twitter handle is?
I think that's what no, not Twitter. That was the YouTube.
Oh, okay. So there was a thing going around yesterday that I think he initiated, or he just sort of, helped perpetuate.
At Matthew Gregg.
With Fs.
Yes.
Where there's a washing machine video, where there's a washing machine going, and then somebody chucks like a brick in it or something, or a big stone something, and then it starts going haywire. But they started putting wrestling themes, because every wrestling theme, or most wrestling themes, have like sort of a mellower intro
that kicks in, and then it has pretty much a 4/4 beat, and then the rotation of a washing machine is pretty steady.
So it works perfectly.
It's worked pretty
Xavier
much with
Woods was talking about it on Twitter yesterday too. He was like, "Oh man, this is too much. I'm at the gym cracking up."
It's pretty funny.
But anyways, we are here to talk about Monday Night Raw.
That was a good show. Like I said,
mentioned it.
Some surprises, some story development, some action, character development. It goes a long way. People just don't want to watch wrestling shows where it feels like they're just the creative team is spinning their wheels, and therefore we as viewers or spinning our wheels, getting bored.
We want progression. That's all we
Yeah.
want. Story progression and
Yeah.
character development.
And that's what we got last
They're
night.
two vital parts of
Storytelling.
of narrative fiction, and that's what wrestling is.
Yep.
It can be wonderful, and I'm telling you, man, if it was like this every week, nobody would ever question WWE being the wrestling promotion on the planet. You know, obviously they are financially and wet than Brit, but creatively speaking, nobody would question it.
No.
Nobody would question it. It was that good. It was so good.
It was really good. It was really good.
So yeah, I guess we can just sort of
Start at the top. Show
dive
kicks
into
off Roman Reigns. His first appearance on WWE programming since he came out in October, announced that his leukemia had returned. He would take a leave, have to vacate the Universal title. He comes to the ring, and first, thanks everybody for sending him well wishes, prayers.
well, the reaction that he got when his music kicked in was overwhelming.
It was unanimously positive.
Where were
Atlanta.
they last night? Atlanta. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good crowd, anyways. But man, they really took it to the next level. Atlanta was a great crowd last night. They should deserve. You know, WWE, they put out I guess the first episode of Pat McAfee's digital series.
Oh yeah,
The Mind of McAfee on their .com. And he took like 5 minutes just running down Lafayette.
Oh okay.
And it's funny because some of the criticism I saw of it on Twitter was, well, you know, is he going to do the same thing when WWE Creative is in the garbage like it has been a lot over the past 6 months? Is he going to do the same thing? Because you can't really blame that on a crowd.
No.
But yeah. Anyways, no, it was a hot crowd.
Yeah, it was great.
And as soon as his music kicked in, all the way to him getting in the ring, there is one bit. I think somebody in the crowd, did you notice this? Might have yelled something maybe inappropriate or anti, because the crowd started booing, or was that in response to?
It's when he was talking, right?
So he was talking. He said something about, I forget what it was, but then I thought I heard a shout, and I heard a smattering of boos, and Roman was like, "What?" And then I don't know.
He smiled.
Yeah, then he smiled. So he understood at some point what it meant.
Yeah.
But I didn't quite.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I didn't
anybody
either.
else.
I
I'm
didn't
sure
either.
there's something out there that says
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, but like the crowd was eating it up. They couldn't figure out if they wanted to say, "Thank you, Roman, welcome back," or just Roman.
Yeah, so they said all those things.
They said all those things. And man, he was obviously overwhelmed with emotion, and it was beautiful.
He had some of his family ringside. Yeah, it was pretty great to see him back.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah, he looks the exact same as when he left. He even looks a little trimmer in the
I think so. I
stomach
think
area.
his arms look a little more jacked.
But his arms look jacked. Yeah, he looked fantastic. And
Had a personal trainer in Hawaii. Good work.
Yeah, good stuff. And he said what we all. I was actually surprised with how bluntly positive it was. I figured that it would be like, been making a lot of really good progress. Things seem to be going pretty good. But instead he said, you know, I said when I step into the batter's box,
I always swing for the fences.
I swing for the fences, and we did better than that.
We hit a home run.
I'm in remission, y'all. Oh my God, the smile on my face was so big.
And he says, the big dog is back.
But I had such a massive smile on my face. I endeavored to watch it live last night.
I think part of it was we weren't expecting them to say, okay, I'm coming back now.
Yeah.
We thought, all right, this is be the first step. Like maybe, I mean, granted, I don't know anything about treatment for whatever type of leukemia he has.
Yeah.
But I thought, I guess, that if he came out and said, okay, I'm in remission, I'm going to start working my way back. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. Like, apparently, he only found out, I guess, early last week.
Oh my gosh.
That's what Fightful said.
Wow.
That he was in remission, and I guess subsequently cleared to return to action. I guess.
Yeah.
And then I guess like late last week or something, they decided to bring him back. So that's pretty bang in terms of the sequence of events.
Yeah. There's lots of great information out there on.
There's a Twitter thread right now about. Because there's still people saying, "Oh, this is a work.
This is a work. Oh my God, he
work.
can't come back so quickly. He doesn't look like he has leukemia."
He has all.
I'm totally just ripping off Elliot's dumb person voice.
Yeah, I know.
By the way,
I know.
and I don't think for a second that people who don't that think it's a work should be catered to. However, there is a lot of if you want some education, there's a lot of great information out there.
Yeah, I think it's called Leukemia Care. It has a large thread, I think.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the actual handle? Is it Leukemia Care at Leukemia Care?
At Leukemia Care UK.
UK. Okay. if you want more information on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great resource. And so, crowd overwhelmingly just blew up when he said that.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell like there's so much emotion there.
Yeah.
And oh man, it was a really beautiful thing.
It was great. It was great.
fantastic.
So he leaves the ring, walks back up the ramp after going around ringside again, shaking hands, giving high fives, hugging his family. Cue Seth's music. They embrace the top of the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Another really good feel-good moment.
Yeah, that was nice.
You go back to October when Seth came out after Roman announced that he was going to have to leave for a while. You could tell he was heartbroken.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And to see the smile on his face. He was so happy for his friend to be back. What?
So sorry not to cut you off. Christopher Tiller here in Super Chats said, I was there. The booze and smile was some a-hole yelled, "You suck." So the crowd booed him. Roman smiled when I realized we were standing up for him. That I felt that was the case, but I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that was good. Way to go, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Way to have his back. Somebody should have punched that guy in the back of his head,
Well,
or at least like dumped a beer on his head.
let's say, hey, just be cool, man.
No, I say violence is the way.
No,
to go.
it's not the way.
I'm
'Cause that's not being
joking.
cool.
I'm
Just be
joking.
cool.
I'm joking.
Just be cool, man.
One wedgie? A wedgie's not good?
No.
No wedgie?
At most, a wet willy.
Have you ever seen one of those videos where somebody gets kicked down bleachers?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. It seems like it'd be horrifying.
Yeah, it looks like it would hurt.
Yeah, but they're pretty funny to watch somebody go flying down
I watched,
bleachers.
it was at a soccer game. There was like a minor skirmish, so someone got kicked down the bleachers and started rolling down.
Like visually, it's hilarious. But
Yeah,
it
there's
is-
a lot of things that are visually hilarious that are not so hilarious if you actually think about it.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, moving on.
First match, tag match, Alistar Black and Ricochet taking on the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Revival. Even though the Revival attacked them before the bell, they kind of made quick work of them.
If whoever that employee that thought it was laughable for Alistar Black to have beat Elias last week has to be pulling the hairs out of their head or something.
Yeah.
Because Alistar Black, who golly, man. And even this match, like the pace was quick.
Oh, the pace was fantastic. They got a lot in like 5,
They
6
did.
minutes.
They got a lot in. It felt like an NXT match
Yeah.
when they have like a shorter match.
Yeah.
Because man, this was great. Yeah. Raw Tag Team Champions.
They
They ate a pin.
So now I understand to a certain
Scott
degree.
Dawson ate a black mass was great.
Yeah, he did. He dropped a Arn DDT and Arn Spinebuster in this match. Shout out to Arn. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get into spoiler territory for next round of NXT tapings. This whole thing makes a little more sense in light of that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe there's actually be some cross-brand storytelling going on in the next few months.
You know, here's the thing: the optimist to me, which WWE just likes to fight so much. They pick fights with the optimist to me, man. The optimist to me thinks that the women's tag champions, or championship, the call ups, even though in Aleister Black's situation, specifically, it seems to be a completely permanent thing. I'm sure after Takeover, it'll be permanent for Ciampa and Gargano as well. But it makes me hope that there is Becky also. There is definitely going to be a loosening up of the brand split. I'm kind of guessing. I mentioned this before that when the Fox deal kicks in, they're going to want the marquee stars. And so you're going to have to start developing storylines that can cross brands.
So long as it's not like a wholesale adjustment to that, I think it should be limited.
I don't want Daniel Bryan with his WWE title showing up on Raw. I think the titles, like by and large, should kind of stay where they are.
Absolutely.
But I do think that your top 5 guys, maybe on each brand, depending on the championship situation, I guess I think it'd be okay. Like Becky showing up on Raw lately because of her situation, because of her story, it does make it feel a bit special. And so I'm not saying like have, a complete end of the brand split. Just when you do it, make it special.
Yeah, make
but
it driven
I do
by
think
story,
that we're
but
going to
it
see
shouldn't
more
be-
of that.
It shouldn't be all the time, though. It should be
I
limited.
do think we're
Limited.
going to see more of that.
Yes, limited. So yeah, Aleister Black pinned Scott Dawson after a vicious black mass. That's 2 losses now for the Revival to NXT tag teams.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if that's what they had in mind as far as renewed emphasis on the tag division. Next, Baron Corbin interview where Charlie was taking him to task for talking trash about Roman.
Oh boy! And he said, "Charlie."
Well, first he said she runs down a list
Yeah.
of things that he said. He's
Glad Roman's gone.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And Baron goes, "I never said that."
He said, a lot of that's, he first said, well, I never said that. And then she said, well, you have footage here. And he says, well, all those things were just taken out of context.
You know, I had a lot of stress being a Raw general manager.
And active competitor at the same time.
And then she says, well, you're telling me that you had a harder time dealing with that than Roman did with cancer treatment? No.
Those are blunt-ass questions.
I know.
Those are really blunt questions. Man.
No, listen. Roman better not see me cross paths
With him?
with him.
With me?
On him.
After that, we had,
Shawn Michaels on the red carpet.
tell me, Johnny, he literally, I think, is filing paperwork to adopt Johnny
Seems
Gargano.
that way.
He loves that kid.
Yeah, he does.
He
Absolutely
freaking loves
adores him.
Because he was there. He had Gargano had a little HBK hat on. No, he didn't, but it kind of felt that way.
No, but HBK had an NXT hat on.
He had an NXT hat on. And one of the coolest looking handlebars.
Well, he had a
It was
handlebar.
beard / handlebar.
Yeah, it was thick for the handlebar, but he
Yeah.
still had goatee.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Grizzled.
Yeah, man.
Grizzled.
Next, after commercial, Elias strums his guitar, instantly interrupted by Lacey Evans. She walks down, turns the bottom of the ramp, walks back up.
I tell you, man, it feels like a massive, massive push is on the way for Lacey Evans, the way they've been booking her lately. Walking down the ramp and leaving. Her outfit looked slightly less time traveler this time, though.
Oh, I thought it felt
You thought it was way more?
directly from the 50s, yeah. It
Because
looked like they raided the wardrobe department of Mad Men.
No, because it was like stripes, but then it had some rose prints. I don't think they could do that back in the day, could they?
The cut of the dress was very much something out of Mad Men.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I felt like the rose prints on the bottom of it. I was like, oh, it's a little less time traveler. But you disagree. That's cool.
I strongly disagree. It seemed really in line with everything else she's worn.
Yeah. I hope her fashion.
That's a hard no in agreement, Steve.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll write that one down.
Yeah, make note of that. A hard no.
Larson, yes, Steve.
Anyways, she walks back up. Out walks Dean Ambrose. He's like, I want to challenge Drew McIntyre to a no DQ match. He gets in the ring, and Dean's like, I came out here because I want to hear a song. Do you know any Temple of the Dog?
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty funny. And they started naming off AC/DC songs.
Yeah.
Culminating in Dirty Deeds.
How about some Dirty Deeds?
And Elias like, all right, cool. And he swings his guitar at Dean. Dean evades, hits the Dirty Deeds on Elias. Riot Squad hits the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're going to have a match against Ronda and Natalya.
Yeah. That was a fun match, too.
It was.
Yeah, I like this. Just bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
the
there's
matches
no
are
let
pretty
up.
quick. There is somebody mentioned this on Twitter. I don't know who. It was fairly. There was no wasted movement. There was no wasted space. I don't know what they were going to put on Hulu even.
I mean, not put on Hulu?
I'm sorry, not put on Hulu.
They probably won't have the Lashley Leo Rush little backstage interview. Even though I thought that was
Gender
really
Kurt
good.
Angle.
Yeah, they probably won't have.
That's not going to be on there.
They might. I don't know if they would. They might ditch the Natalya Rousey versus Riot Squad match and just keep the segment where she comes back down the ring and talks to Stephanie.
Yeah, that could be. Bayley versus Nia Jax.
I thought that was a really fun match.
Me
though.
too. But what are you going to get rid of on Hulu? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't know. Anyways, so end of the match, Ronda hits Piper's Pit. Becky shows up in the audience. Natalya gets down around ringside, tries to keep them separated. She takes a crutch. Becky and Ronda start brawling, and then it's broken up by road agents and securities and staff and refs.
Adam Pearce.
Fit Finley.
And
Adam
Fit
Pearce
Finley.
had some great bright red socks.
Yeah, he did.
And then apparently Fit Finley, I didn't notice it live, but on Twitter it's all over the place. It looks like Fit Finley basically tackled Ronda Rousey. Took her down.
That's awesome.
In an attempt to keep her separated from Becky
Did
Lynch.
he have his shillelagh on hand?
No. Cops come out, Atlanta's finest, or they could be actors, I don't know. They arrest Becky, and as they're cuffing her up the ramp, she says, quote, "You should be arresting them. They robbed me."
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was good.
We cut the commercial, we come back. Ronda's kind of helping Natalya up the ramp. She turns around back to the ring. She grabs a mic, calls out Vince. Says, "Vince, get out here."
I forgot to mention this. That stiff punch that Becky threw at the first level of security, it was just a dude.
Yeah.
It looked as stiff as the one that she threw at Charlotte.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the thing. She's a professional. I know this stuff is fake. But my God, the punch, like that Charlotte punch, and then this one, they both looked very, very close.
Did you hear that? I don't know if it was that Vince's suggestion that she start watching how Lawler punches. because she mentioned that she was
Really?
studying Lawler on YouTube to help improve her punch.
That is very interesting. I did also read that Ronda and Becky last week, or with the crutch bit at the last pay-per-view.
Oh, you Ronda told her just to go to town.
Wail on her,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So instead of Vince walking to the ring, Stephanie and Ronda demands that Becky be reinstated for the match at Mania, making a triple threat. Stephanie is like, nah, I can't really do that. She kind of hems and haws a little bit. Ronda says, do it.
Yeah.
Steph says, no, your opponent at Mania is going to be Charlotte.
You demand? You don't demand. I'm
your
boss.
And then says, Becky did this to Becky, kind of hearkening back to Brett screwed Brett.
Becky screwed Becky.
Ronda again implores her. Stephanie says, and she even like invokes, hey, imagine what this means for your daughters seeing women's match main event Mania, and that seemed to get to Stephanie a little bit, but then she says it's going to be a hard no. This is when Ronda says, no, I demand you reinstate Becky.
Ah, yes.
And Steph says, I'm your boss. Remember, no one is bigger than the WWE.
That's such a number one. I love it. I love the line. I love this bit. I know Ronda stumbled a little bit at the end. I don't really care. I think that when you're in the heat of the moment, stumbling is kind of natural.
Yeah.
And she's been doing this for like,
they have
half a second.
They have a tendency, too, to really overwrite
They
Ronda's
do. They
promos.
do overwrite her stuff. So I didn't really care about that. It's such a weird thing, though, that like WWE's position, like in reality, is nothing's bigger than our brand.
This is the same as the NFL.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you have a villainous character, in this case Stephanie, when she puts on her heel boots, she uses that line in a villainous way.
Yeah.
And that's that is like legitimately
Kind of the company line, I know.
That's the company line.
I know.
So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny.
Ronda then says that she is not Stephanie's worker. I think to say I'm not an employee. I'm just not any other employee.
Yeah.
She says I'm Ronda Rousey, and she says Vince always says that he's the man to make the tough decision. He's come out here and make the right decision.
Yeah.
And then she takes the belt, lays it at Stephanie's feet, and walks out of the ring.
Yeah. I liked it, man. Ronda, look, I'll say this about Ronda. She stumbles on her promo sometimes, but also in situations like this, I give her leeway because she does give her full emotion to it.
Yeah, and I think in a situation where it's the heat of the moment, it makes sense to not speak in the most articulate fashion.
Yeah, and it's like, I know, like, it maybe is it more effective if you have a veteran talker in there who doesn't stumble? Yeah, sure. But, I do give her allowance because she's only been doing this for, not that long, and she's in a very prominent position. And in the heat of the moment, I think it does make sense for somebody to stumble. So I'm able to sort of let that go and stay in the moment.
Yeah,
It doesn't distract from the product, I don't think.
No.
That's me personally. I know some people feel a different way.
Yeah. Anyways, before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor for today's show, Robinhood.
Oh, Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free.
While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can track stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there's
You can trade stocks.
Trade stocks and keep all your profits. Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level.
The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections such as 100 most popular.
With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio, discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movement so you never miss the right moment to invest.
Robinhood is giving listeners of Going in Raw a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at goinginraw.robinhood.com. You are really helping Going in Raw by taking a look at goinginraw.robinhood.com.
And thanks to Robinhood for sponsoring today's episode.
Yeah.
Next, we had a brief shot, Triple H to Stephanie, showing deep concern. Stephanie holding that Raw Women's title, walking backstage.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I kind of wish that they would have addressed this the week after Vince came out and said, Becky, you're suspended. Because Triple H and Stephanie in storyline were like they were fine. They were like, okay, you're good.
You got checked out.
Yeah.
Becky
you
apologized.
You're
We're all
good.
Yeah.
And they never came back around to that, even though they had an opportunity to last week with Triple H doing the NXT stuff. But we sort of get a hint of that here. After that, Jinder Mahal comes out. Mutant Hunter, Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. Well, now he's part of Rawgate Mutant.
True. And but in this universe, he's not.
Yeah, no.
He comes down, and he's upset. He wasn't invited.
I was not invited to party. What did Ric Flair ever do?
Yeah, no. And then he says he's going to challenge anybody invited to Ric Flair's party to a match right now.
Yeah.
Enter Kurt Angle.
I was hoping to be Steamboat.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah, he
chop
does.
He gave to Seth's throat. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
He's going down the walkway. There's chopping everybody.
I can't wait till we talk about the walk. I can't wait till we get to talk about that because that was great.
Yeah.
There was a lot really great about that.
Yeah, there was. Anyways, Angle makes pretty quick work of Jinder. Jinder taps to an ankle lock, and then he doles out a couple German suplexes for the Singh brothers.
Yeah. He was wearing some weird, really red shoes. They didn't look like wrestling boots.
Doesn't he normally wear red shoes? No, they're not boots. He usually wears like wrestling shoes.
Oh, maybe that's what they were.
Yeah.
I don't know why they stood out to me this time. Maybe
Because they're
because
really bright red.
you and I go on about shoes way too
Ronda
much.
wears wrestling shoes, not boots.
I didn't look at any of the shoes on my Instagram feed yesterday and tag you in them. I need to do that.
No wonder yesterday was a relatively relaxing day.
Should I do that now?
If you want to do that live on air. Next, a moment of bliss with guest Finn Balor.
Oh, man. A moment of smash.
Yeah,
That's what this was.
Kind of seemed that way. Before Finn made his entrance to the set, Alexa was talking trash about Ronda.
Yeah.
And she was saying, hey, McMahon, if you want anybody to take her spot at Mania, I'll do it. Anyways, Finn walks out. New Intercontinental Champion.
Looking cool.
They make a little small talk, and she says, hold on.
Yeah.
He has a problem with you being Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Covers up those abs of yours. You got to let those out to breathe.
Hot action.
And he says, Alexa, you're trying to make me blush.
Oh, Alexa, you're trying to make me blush.
And then she says, how about this? You show me your abs.
Whoa!
I'll show you
my butthole.
And then
that's
Leo
where she was
Rush
going with that.
Music hit.
My unders.
Let's talk about Leo Rush during this segment.
Let's talk about how awesome it'd be if we got a Finn Balor Alexa Bliss smash segment.
Okay.
Oh man, where's that hotel room that they had Mandy Rose in, looking to smash a oos?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that situation
right.
in play, and then you want a ratings pop?
It's true.
Whoa.
It's true.
Anyways,
let's talk about Leo Rush. He was phenomenal.
He was so good.
Talk about a multi-layered performance. Like he walks out there with his head down, his shoulders kind of slumped.
He was so dejected.
He felt guilty.
Yeah.
Until there was an opportunity for himself to become Intercontinental Champion. Then he perked up a little bit.
Yeah.
While
was
still doing this.
He said, you shouldn't be champion. The Almighty should be champion. You need to give him another opportunity or just hand it over.
And he says, but
I think he didn't say opportunity. I think he just said, give me the title and I'm going to give it to him.
Well, he says, but Lashley, no, then Finn says, well, why doesn't Lashley come out here and do that? And Leo says, he's got to contend with Braun Strowman tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just take it upon myself to get that title off you. And I guess the implication would be give it back to Bob Lashley.
Yeah.
And Finn goes, hold on, you trying to tell me that you want this belt because you think you're better than Bob Lashley? And Leo's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, don't try to put words in my mouth.
And then Finn continually eggs him on.
Yeah.
Until at the end, Leo's like, it was part frustration dealing with Finn, but also I think it was like a little twinkle in his eyes, like, hold on.
Yeah.
I can get that belt for myself.
That's a possibility here.
And he's like, fine, we'll have a match.
Yeah. No, it was so good. And he said, fine, okay, he said, I'm going to go back to the locker room. I'm going to get ready. And then Alexa, apparently still having some amount of authority over her segment.
She has Earl Hebner powers where
she
does
can
make a match.
She says, actually, the match is going to happen right now.
Leo just goes, all right, well, someone just cue my music. Give me a real entrance.
Give me a real entrance. Cue my music.
He's halfway down the ramp. Cue Finn's music.
Yeah.
And he just sighs.
That was so good.
It was.
Like, dude, a segment that could have easily been far too long, overwritten, boring, was straight to the point, had a little bit of comedy, a terrific performance.
Ton of character development.
And Finn comes off as so legit. A month ago, I was like, man, they're just going to start using Finn to get other people over. And now he comes off as a star, the way he should be.
Well, it's two things. Like even the limited exchange with Alexa, it didn't feel overly scripted, so you allowed Finn's natural personality to come out.
Yeah.
And in terms of Leo, we got to see his acting chops, and they're pretty darn good.
They're pretty darn good. I know.
There was layers going on there.
I know.
You
I
don't
liked
get
it
that
a lot,
very
man.
often. And it continued throughout this whole match.
Yeah, it did. It was a terrific match. My only My only thing about the match is that Finn's number one, Leo, is like, I think his selling sometimes comes off in the best way possible, like the best of Dolph Ziggler. He really sells.
Yeah.
Like that. I think it was the move right before the coup de grace.
Oh yeah, 1916. That's Corey Graves called it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, wait a second. Yesterday, Larson was telling me that's not 1916.
I thought 1916 was the front one.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it just like a brain buster, isn't it?
No, it's like a spike DDT.
Okay. Well,
So
evidently
the
now
1916 is like a scorpion death drop, but a spike.
But
one.
like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he dropped him right in his head too.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's Leo just tucking at the very last second because, man, that looked rough. And every time it's that coup de grace on little Leo Rush.
Oh, it looks like it just crushes him.
Like he tries to sort of roll off like sort of the
off his chest and onto his arm,
onto the floor kind of. But man, he's gonna rip that kid apart because he's so tiny.
Yeah, I know.
Woo! But man, what a match!
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Finn was on the apron getting ready to kick Leo Rush. Leo responded with the kick of his own to Finn's knee. He hits a moonsault and then 2 suicide dive. Toss Finn back in the ring, goes for a final hour. Finn gets his knees up, but from that point on, Finn is selling a left leg injury. Leo starts working over that knee. So that's the predominant storyline for the rest of the match. Eventually, though, Finn hits 1916, scales the ropes, hits coup de grace for the win, retains.
Selling that knee the whole time expertly, too, at the end. Like he's one of those dudes who sells and you think it's like real.
Yeah, he sells because even on the way out, he's still selling it.
Yeah, it was really good.
That's what I like.
After that, we had I'm
Tucker.
so glad you pointed this out to me before we went live because I missed the segment. I went back and watched it.
It was something else. So you got Tucky backstage, Tucker Knight. He runs at the Ascension, and they're all, hey, where's your partner? Where's Otis?
Yeah.
He's probably dumpster diving.
They're yucking it up like schoolyard bullies on
for
a Lifetime
cheeseburgers.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so tickled by their...
Well, Victor's doing the shoulder bob when he laughs.
Yeah, it's really over the top.
And I think at one point he does the belly.
Yeah.
It's so cartoonish.
It is cartoonish.
It's so
way over the top.
cartoonish, but I love these guys.
And then Tucker says, well, Otis has a really big temper. You better watch what you say. And then Victor says, couldn't be as big as his fat gut. And he said it the most over-the-top bully way possible.
They were channeling Biff Tannen.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it was.
Maybe the greatest screen villain of all time.
And I think Victor then said, it's like a bowling ball on a boulder.
Yeah.
And they're all tickled.
Yeah.
And then Otis comes in and says, what's going on, Tucky?
What's going on, Tucky? I was looking for you.
And then Tucker says, well, these 2 guys were talking a bunch of trash. They said you're out dumpster the 2 comedians.
Stand up. Stand up.
They say you're out dumpster diving for cheeseburgers.
Cheese.
Said you look like a bowling ball on a boulder. Bowling ball. And then he lays out the Ascension.
Yeah. It was really stupid, but it was pretty funny.
It was surprisingly entertaining.
Yeah.
Not expecting it.
I don't know, man. You tell me, hey, we're going to get a 30-second or a minute-long backstage segment between the Ascension and Tucker and Otis. I could see how I'd be into that, like even on paper.
Maybe.
Anyways,
this part was really good. Yeah.
Bob Lashley was laying into Leo Rush there at the gorilla position.
Yeah.
It
goes to show that you give Bob Lashley good material, he delivers.
Dude, he does. That last run on Impact, he was fantastic. And I want to see more of this. And you can make a big face star out of Leo Rush with this, and I'm pretty sure that's where they're going to go with it.
Seems like it.
And I really hope they do. I hope that, you hear sort of reports and rumors and stuff about Leo Rush having attitude issues and that he might get. I hope that's not the case. I think the kid is really talented.
Yeah.
I think both character-wise and in the ring, obviously.
Yeah, he's got tons of skills.
And I would die to see a Leo Rush, Bob Lashley, a real good character-based feud. I think could be killer.
And I think it could be really good.
I think it could be killer, man.
So Lashley is laying into Leo Rush backstage for not only Rush getting himself the Intercontinental title match and then just losing it as well.
Yeah.
Then Bob asks Leo, can I trust you? Again, head down. Leo goes, yes.
Yeah.
And Lashley's like, come on, I got my match now.
Yeah. And then Leo's not moving and Lashley goes, come on.
Yeah.
And he gets him out there with him.
And the whole time Leo's selling ribs from the coup de grace.
Yeah.
Lashley attacks Braun before the bell. Starts beating him up all over the place. Braun turns the table. They go outside. He lays out both Lashley and Leo ringside with shoulder tackles. Match never starts.
Yeah.
It's just violence.
Yeah.
But Bob Lashley will come into play later on.
Yes.
Next, Seth Rollins interview backstage. He's beaming. He's absolutely over the moon, happy that his friend, his brother, his Shield brother is back. He says, I got some business to take care of with Brock Lesnar at Mania, but that's for Mania. Right now, I'm just happy that Roman's back, and if I know Roman, he's got a cold beverage waiting for me, so I'll see you later.
Yeah, man. He said, and then he said, I'm going to go burn it down a different way. So they're going to get high and drunk tonight. The new True Buds right there, man.
True Buds.
They're Roman's gonna show them how to chill.
Yeah, man.
I mean, some PBR.
It's coming full circle.
Yeah,
they got some Jello shooters.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying. God, I sound like our president. Some people on Twitter are reaching out saying, "Man, a lot of stuff that seems like they're listening to you guys." I don't believe that for a second.
No, I think they realized that just have Roman go out there and be himself. He just seems like a chill dude.
Our only suggestions really are kind of obvious ones, like that just obviously make the product better.
It just plays to the strengths of the characters.
To us, anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he said, I'm going to go get high and drunk with Roman right now.
Yeah. Next, Ric Flair.
Speaking of high and drunk, Ric Flair shows up with his lovely wife, and he's styling and profiling.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a long line of women getting out of the car, but no.
No.
He's domesticated. He's got a wife.
Yeah, he's married now.
They should have had, when the camera was on, they should have had one of those tonguey kisses from the wedding.
Oh, gosh. Or that gif where he's... Yeah. I think that's from TNA, isn't it?
Oh, probably. I don't really want to do a lot of stuff.
Next, Dean Ambrose versus Drew McIntyre. We learned during this match that Dean Ambrose wears 2 belts.
Yeah, interesting. He's a thin guy, so I could see that.
Needs 2 belts to keep his Wranglers up.
I guess. I mean, they're really tight in the first place.
Yeah, no, I don't think he needs 2 belts at all. I doubt he needs 1 belt.
This is bugging the crap out of me. One of your little beard hairs right here.
Why could it just... It's because it's gray. It bothered you, huh?
It's a reminder of our mortality, my friend.
Yep. Anyways, no DQ matches went all over the place. Ring steps got involved. In the end, Elias also got involved, apparently upset that Dean interrupted his song. He destroys guitar over Dean's back.
Yeah.
Back in the ring, Drew hits a Claymore. He wins.
Mm-hmm. But that's not enough.
No.
Yes.
In walks Baron Corbin and Bob Lashley. They come to the ring. They all start laying into Dean.
I like the little moment of recognition, too, with Elias, Corbin, and Lashley. How they both look at him, and he's got a big smile on his face over what he just did. And then they all get in there together. He's like, yeah, I'm going to join in on this party. And all 4 guys just start laying into him.
Seth goes to the top of the ramp with the chair, joined by Roman. Mm-hmm. They go down the ring. Seth starts laying in people with the chair. Roman starts dishing out Superman punches. And then Seth hits a stomp on Elias. Roman hits a spear on Drew. They leave the ring because Dean's still selling in the corner. He's more or less out of it.
This is some really good TV direction, too, because the camera was facing the ring, but it was up on the ramp as Roman and Seth were walking. So
in the background, you see
the entire
Dean
time
come
you're paying attention to Dean because obviously there's a dynamic here, and he starts rolling around. And I really love the sort of the subtext of this segment here. Not really even subtext, but Seth and Roman, they're walking up. They're happy. They accomplished their task. They helped out their little brother. And then
they stopped right at the foot of the ramp, and then both kind of at the same time turned to look back at Dean.
Yeah, and he's got kind of a half smile on his face, like we're no matter where we are, we're always
Shield for life.
We always got our backs. So yeah, it was an awesome little moment.
It'll be an interesting send off for Dean, I'm sure, at Mania after Seth wins. All 3 of them will be in the ring at the same time. Yeah,
that'll be great. I know Sean Ross Sapp at Fightful, he had something saying that there's supposed to be some Shield reunion. It's funny because this actually broke before this happened during Raw.
I know, at Fastlane, I think it was.
But we got basically a Shield reunion But yeah, because Seth obviously isn't scheduled to do anything until Mania with Brock. Roman's just back. Dean doesn't have anything on tap. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's some sort of nice, some sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it means for Roman at Mania. I don't know
either. I don't know.
We'll talk about that in a second. I imagine people probably have questions about it.
Next, Bayley versus Nia Jax. It was announced before this match started that Bayley and Sasha would be defending their tag titles against Nia and Tamina at Fastlane. This was a fun match with a lot of commentary addressed the lots of prior matches Bayley and Nia have had. I mean, they had matches going way back to NXT.
Yeah.
And then it played out during the match because there was a lot of situations where one of them would miss a move, the other one go for a move, and then miss it instantly.
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was actually a really well-booked match.
Yeah, it was.
Told an interesting story. In the end, though, Sasha got involved a little bit. Bayley wins after a top rope elbow drop on Nia.
Yeah, Nia tried to grab Sasha.
Bayley hits her with the knee.
Yeah.
Top rope elbow drop.
Yeah, again,
W for Bayley.
A fast-paced, fun match. Didn't take a lot of time.
No.
Very effective.
It's got the point.
Good stuff.
There's none of those 20-minute six-man tag matches, while good, really didn't do anything story-wise.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good technically, but it lacks passion.
You need the passion.
And finally, time for Ric Flair's 70th birthday celebration. Most of the locker room standing up on stage.
Well, it was great because right before the commercial preceding this, you see Triple H, Stephanie, and then the locker room behind them. But most prominent is Braun, who has a giant smile on his face.
Oh, he's yucking it up, man.
He's yucking it up. And I didn't see, because Triple H is so big, I didn't see who he was like yucking it up with prior to them like turning and starting to walk.
Yeah.
But it was just a very charming little bit. It's like, oh, look at Braun.
Everybody's dropping kayfabe a bit to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly.
Because on the stage, it was Seth and Braun front and center on stage, and they were kind of talking.
Yeah, right.
But it was interesting, a little dynamic, because right behind them was Bob Roode.
Yeah, Bob Roode was a couple people behind him, but he was very prominent
and
there.
And then No Way Jose was in the second or third row.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, we'll get to in a second, because there's a lot of interesting interaction between everybody.
Triple H and Steph, they come to the ring.
And off in the wing, I don't know if you noticed, is Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, I didn't.
Stand there all kind of grumpy looking.
Oh, that's funny.
He's
I
off
didn't
to the
notice
side.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And Alistar
great.
Black's in the back with a vest on. He's all dressed up. It's pretty cool. Anyways.
That's good.
So the locker room's on the stage. Triple H and Stephanie walk down the ring. They introduce the guest for the night. First, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. He always looks like he's having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Joking around.
Yeah. He's got his NXT dad hat on.
Yeah.
You know.
That's totally what it is. Next, Ricky Steamboat decides to go around chopping everybody on the way to the ring.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great. Seth sold the crap out of his.
Well, because he took a chop to the throat.
Yeah. And he starts like collapsing and stuff and laughing. And
Steamboat's laughing.
A good time. This was a surprise. After that was, After that was Kurt Angle. He just comes straight out. After that was a surprise. Sting came out.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was going to happen. I actually was sort of shielded from a lot of spoilery stuff. I don't know if anybody had Sting backstage or if anybody had Sting.
He was on the
in
red
town.
carpet earlier in the show.
Oh, okay.
Titus is talking on the red carpet and up walks Sting.
Oh, wow. I missed that too.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
So he talks to No Way Jose. It's a nice moment with Bob Roode.
He has an extended moment with Bob Roode, which is awesome.
I wonder if he said, I never thought I'd see you here.
Something, man, to be a
something
fly
like
on the
that.
freaking wall. And then he talks for like 10 minutes to No Way Jose.
Yeah.
That was
I know.
That was awesome.
And then he shakes Braun's hand.
Yeah.
But doesn't talk to Seth.
Doesn't even look at Seth. I mean, Seth was behind. Like there's two things there.
It's one of those things you have to make a choice because you can't take all day talking to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he talked to Seth backstage.
I would assume so. He never seemed to have any animosity.
None whatsoever. Anyways, they throw to a video package highlighting Ric Flair's career.
It was awesome.
It was pretty good.
It was very well done.
Back in the ring, Steph unveils a custom World Heavyweight Championship they made for Flair. Yeah. Had the dates, I think, of all his title wins.
Because it looked, I mean, I could be wrong about this, but it looked a little older school than the WWE version. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it was just because the side plates had all of his championships on there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just that. It just looked a little busier, a little deeper. I don't know.
The gold looked more golden, vibrant.
It did. Yeah. It looked
warmer.
It looked heavier, too.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So without further ado, they introduce Rick.
Talking about a title.
I know. Hit his music, but no Rick.
Yeah.
No Rick whatsoever.
Of course, the look of concern on everybody's face.
Yeah. Confusion and concern.
And
I think HBK just does this.
Yeah. And then we cut to a custom cutscene video that you made for Fun Wrestling.
Yeah, man, it was great. So there's a long shot.
This was amazing.
And then you see a figure drag a cameraman across the frame. Pretty quickly you realize that's Dave. That's Dave Batista.
Oh, it's Drax.
So he pulls the cameraman. He goes into Ric Flair's dressing room. Camera just hovers there. Door opens. He's pulling Ric Flair out.
Yeah.
By the back of his suit.
Yeah.
And then he turns to the camera and goes, "Hey, Hunter."
Well, hold on a second.
Oh, sorry.
Don't get too far ahead of yourself. He's dragging Ric Flair, whose head is purple.
Yeah, it's really red.
So he looks messed up.
Yeah.
He's dragging him. He stops, and then he's got like just the most heel garment on. He's got black leather
jacket, black T-shirt, black jeans.
He's got the blue the black frame but blue lens sunglasses.
And then he's got a nose ring.
And he's got a blue nose ring. He takes off his sunglasses, dead into the camera, and says, "Hey, Hunter, do I have your attention now?" Ha! Oh my God, it was awesome.
It was fantastic.
And then everybody's freaking out. Triple H runs to the back. Batista's gone. He couple guys come over. He's hovering over Flair. He says, "Somebody get a doctor. Somebody help."
It was great.
Oh my God, this was great. Could you imagine? Because we know that Batista said back in 2014 that he was trying to tell them he needs to come back as a heel.
Yep.
Could you imagine knowing how over Daniel Bryan was if this same scenario played out at the Rumble?
It'd been massive, man.
And it was Daniel Bryan in that spot instead.
I know. What if it was Batista essentially took Daniel Bryan's spot
Yeah.
at the Rumble? I know.
Yeah. That would have added so much to that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but the blocking of the whole thing, Batista dragging the cameraman over there.
Oh man.
It was great.
It was so
It was
perfectly,
literally him hijacking that segment.
Yeah, it was so perfectly executed.
It was really well done.
And Dave was terrifying. It's like the most likable guy on the planet, Drax.
I know.
Just finds a way to be terrifying.
Dave actually seems like a pretty cool dude.
He seems awesome. He seems so great.
He seems like a really cool dude. When he wants to be terrifying, he can do it.
And I can't wait to find out. Hopefully, one of these dudes, one of these dirt sheet guys who has the inside scoop. I'm legitimately this is why I really wish WWE would open up a little bit more about process, because I'd like to know the genesis of this segment. This seemed like the kind of thing that hey, we're talking to Dave about bringing him back.
Yeah.
We kind of have to wine and dine him a little bit because All Elite might try to bring him in. Well, Dave, what do you want to do? How do you see this going down?
That. I think it's Hollywood too. Dave doesn't need WWE.
Yeah.
Doesn't need him at all.
Yeah.
He just
But they've always acted like they didn't need him either. You know what I mean?
Which is weird because I don't know if they necessarily need him, but he's a huge addition. He's a big name, and now he's a huge marquee star.
Yeah. And I'm legitimately curious. Was this Hunter? Was this Triple H? Hunter, like I know the guy. Was this Triple H?
Paul. If you knew him, you call him Paul.
Paul, yeah. Pitching him this scenario. Was Dave in on this? Like, was this all Vince? I don't know.
Or is it Bruce Pritchard?
Was it maybe Bruce Pritchard? Was this the sea change things exclusively to Bruce Pritchard?
Who knows? We'll never know.
Chat me up about this. I don't know.
Bruce, chat me up about this.
So Batista shows up.
We're just talking rumor and innuendo here, Steve.
According to the newsletter back then. So yeah, I don't know, man. I thought it was great. I can't wait. I hope that somebody's got some insider info about how this developed, because I'm fascinated by process.
I know. Same here. Welcome back, Dave. We missed
Welcome
you.
back, Batista. Holy moly. We're going to get to questions in a second, but first, of course, like we do every single Monday,
when we remember to do it, SmackDown preview.
Chat me about SmackDown preview tonight.
The rumor and innuendo saying the new Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston to sign contract for the WWE title match at WWE Fastlane tonight. Kofi Kingston will get another opportunity to dethrone the new Daniel Bryan as WWE champion at WWE Fastlane, and tonight the two superstars will make the match official when they sign the contract for the major title bout. I included a direct link on the notes there if you want to copy and paste it. Kingston has pinned Bryan on the last two editions of SmackDown Live, while in turn, Bryan pinned
I'm having a hard time.
Kingston inside the Elimination Chamber to retain his eco-friendly WWE Championship.
Okay.
The Dreadlock Dynamo's momentum has been surging for the past several weeks, and it's clear that Bryan is aware of it. What will happen when the two sign on the dotted line?
Violence.
Yeah.
It's going to be violence.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Next, can Johnny Gargano keep the momentum going against Cesaro? This should be a killer match, man.
Give it at least 25 minutes.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa made a major statement when they defeated Thebar last week in their debut on SmackDown Vive. The pair will now get a chance to double down on their emphatic victory when Gargano squares off against Cesaro on the blue brand this week. The Swiss cyborg will surely look to quell Johnny Wrestling's upward climb, but with Sheamus and Ciampa in their partners' respective corners, it's safe to assume that the playing field will be level. Can Gargano pull off another monumental victory. I hope this leads also to a Ciampa versus Sheamus match, maybe next week.
Aleister Black and Ricochet look to rise up on Nakamura and Rusev. Both Aleister Black and Ricochet have impressed mightily so far in singles competition on Raw and SmackDown Live over the past 2 weeks, but the WWE Universe will now find out how they fare as a team, assuming they didn't watch Raw, when they unite to take on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev this Tuesday night. Ricochet and Aleister Black have teamed up on a few occasions, most recently during NXT's Halftime Heat, while Nakamura and Rusev came together several weeks ago out of a mutual disdain for new United States champion R-Truth. Will the King of Strong Style and the Bulgarian Brute prove to be the first real roadblock for the one and only and the Dutch Destroyer?
That Dutch. You know, whenever I hear the word Dutch, I always think of Austin Powers when Michael Caine says, "I hate the Dutch." But I love Aleister Black, so I can't really reconcile those two things. Next, will Asuka recover from her loss to Mandy Rose? Last week, SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka declared that she was ready for a new challenge and got one in the form of Mandy Rose. The Golden Goddess stepped up and offered to show the Empress of Tomorrow how to make sure the spotlight stays on her. God's greatest creation gave Asuka a lesson in doing whatever it takes to come out on top, as Rose feigned an eye injury to throw off Asuka and leave victorious, putting a rare loss on Asuka's record. How will the SmackDown Women's Champion handle this setback? Has Mandy Rose made an enemy out of the Empress of Tomorrow? Find out tonight on SmackDown Live at 8, 7 Central on USA Network. What comes on after SmackDown? Is it Grizzly?
I think so. Usually when SmackDown ends, I turn off my TV and I go to bed.
Man, they need to bring back that what was it, Unsolved show, the one with Tupac
and
Biggie Smalls.
I never watched that. I really want to though.
It's really fun, entertaining procedural cop stuff that doesn't go over the top. But being teenagers of the '90s, you'd really appreciate it.
Totally. Question time, Mr. Michael Law, 2011. I broke my 2-year Raw cleanse yesterday. Grade B. He gives Raw a B.
Wow, high standards for the Mr. Michael Law.
Yeah, Jay Sean Lawrence. Oh my God, what is Drax the Destroyer doing in the Impact Zone?
There you
go. David Jacobus. Breaking news. Do not know if you mentioned it yet, but Honky Tonk Man confirmed new Hall of Fame inductee. It's
we got
today,
a couple
right
people
as we were going live.
That. NordVPN.com/bigmoney also says breaking Honky Man in the Hall of Fame over here on the Discord.
I think he is one of, if not the longest reigning Intercontinental champions. He had that belt for more than a year.
Yeah, it could be. That's good for him.
Don't you have a story about the Honky Tonk Man?
Yes. I worked at Kinko's. God, you remember Kinko's?
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing. Now it's just FedEx. It's not even FedEx Kinko's anymore. It's just FedEx.
Yeah, no.
So
anyways, FedEx office?
Yeah, I think so. So I worked there. It was an awesome job when I was just out of high school. Yeah, out of high school. I worked there for a year and a half while I was in junior college with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right around the time I was hanging out with you guys. So it was right around the time we were watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes in. And I had just sort of started watching wrestling, but I wasn't super into wrestling, and so I didn't like mark out or ask him any shoot questions. I didn't try to play dick or not with him, one of our favorite shoot interview segments. But he came in wearing sunglasses, and he was having flyers made for a local show that was going down. And he... Like, I sort of put two and two. When I was a kid, I remember, was he on the Rock and Wrestling cartoon?
No, I think he was
a little later than that, wasn't he?
A little bit later.
Okay. I mean, everybody knows when you're a teenager of the 90s, when you're a kid of the 80s, everybody knows who Honky Tonk Man is.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew, I understood who he was, but it did not register with me at all to give a damn.
Yeah.
But I made some copies for the Honky Tonk Man. He won't remember that.
No.
But there you go. There's my Honky Tonk Man story.
James Peplow, what do you think about turning Roman heel ASAP? No.
Oh, my God.
No.
Why would you do that?
No.
Man, no way. Return to the Zach here on the Discord. Do you think the pace of the show and creativeness was because of Bruce Pritchard? I mean, until somebody tells me otherwise, I assume that he came in and everything got better.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Fancy Toast, Chris Hemsworth is Hulk Hogan. Who would the rest of the Avengers cast play if they were also cast as wrestlers? So you Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, so on and so forth.
Robert Downey Jr. would have to be Vince McMahon.
Macho Man.
He'd be Macho Man?
Chris Evans be Ric Flair.
Okay.
Mark Ruffalo.
He's very soft-spoken. He's so good. I watched Zodiac again this past last week.
Such a good movie.
So good. You know what I'd like to see Mark Ruffalo as? I know he's later. Rick Rude. Remember, didn't Hogan say he wouldn't, or wasn't the story that Hogan wouldn't work with Rude because Rude was a legit tough guy?
Yeah. We have Ruffalo be Macho Man, have Robert Downey Jr. be Rick Rude.
What's that?
Ruffalo is Macho Man.
Oh, that's weird. That's too. I think that's too far out. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what he can. I don't
And
know.
Robert Downey Jr. be Rick Rude.
Greg Morris. My mother had passed away from cancer back in 2015. I don't know the man personally, but hearing he's fine put a huge smile on my face. As for people thinking it's a work, even Vince isn't that crazy. Here's the thing. I think if it was the 90s or if this is the Attitude Era, Vince would totally he'd work even
Consider
cancer.
it, probably.
But given these days, no.
No.
Nobody would let him do that.
No.
He's smart enough to know sponsors never fly. Back in the Attitude Era, though, there's little that he wouldn't do.
I know.
You know?
And also another side of that is Roman seems like a legitimately good guy. I don't know if he'd be cool doing something like that either.
No.
Nicole Paulhus, Honky Tonk Man going to the Hall of Fame.
There is this as well. Cody Miles pointed out that we missed this. He said you completely missed the WWE return of former WCW champion David Arquette. He was
sitting ringside.
He was ringside. He got some love from Roman there.
Yep. Super chat for £2. Message retracted. Steve's
Oh,
favorite.
man. I love the retracted ones.
BreakingControllers.com. Roman entrance was still shorter than Undertaker's.
Yeah.
Went around the ring and shook everybody's hand.
Yeah. Jimmy Thomas, 2K20 should do a showcase mode of Ric Flair, all 16 of his title wins. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Robbie Hyde, yay or nay for Roman heel turn on Seth, WrestleMania 35? Hard no.
Return to the Zach. Debated on going to Fastlane, but if something is going down with Dave, then I may have to scrounge up the funds. Yeah, Fastlane could be a fun show.
Could be.
I'm going to go over to the Patreon.
Rich Hardesty, Rhonda's ginger douche line caught me off, too, when she was talking about Becky. She said something like, even the ginger douche in cuffs wants the match to happen.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's funny.
Yeah. Another message retracted. $5. Thank you.
Oh, man. Love you guys with your retraction.
Oh, yeah. Astros J says, Becky said to the cops, careful with these hands. I need them to raise the title. She had some good lines.
Yeah.
Josh Little, after what Batista did, I don't think it'll be a normal match. It'll be a no-holds-barred match between Dave and Paul.
I'm looking forward to that, man. I think it'll be good.
It'll be great. Graham Too Sweet Me, hey guys, unfortunately I was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, and honestly I burst into tears when I heard he was in remission.
Aw, I love it. Let's see here. Over on the Patreon, Thabata. Y'all need to not worry about this stuff. But it's got like 5 upvotes, so I have to read it.
What?
Since Roman will be back full time soon, should we worry that Seth will lose to Brock at Mania so Roman can beat him instead?
No.
I would chill out. I think everything will be fine.
Yeah. Fancy Toast, which modern star do you think could rock a mullet? I like the idea of Scott Dawson with one. He's bald, though. Dash Wilder, on the other hand, yes.
Oh, he seems like he's made for a mullet.
Yeah, man.
Otis.
Yeah, Otis totally could.
Otis and Tucker.
And
Tucker
Tucky.
looks like he should have one.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Robbie Hyde, book Intercontinental title match at Mania. Lashley versus Rush versus Balor. Make it a triple threat. Lashley and Rush versus Balor. Maybe.
I like the triple threat.
Yeah, I think that'd be
I
interesting.
think the triple threat would be great. I think that you should split up Lashley and Rush.
Mm-hmm. And that
Make
could be
Rush
kind of
a
the
face.
final straw.
Yeah.
Jay Sean Lawrence, who does Batista have a better chance of beating in April, Triple H or Thanos?
Oh, pff. Well, Thanos is going to lose, so it's
Yeah.
going to be Batista. I mean, it's going to be
Thanos.
He's got a better chance of beating Thanos.
Yeah.
Because Triple H is going to be the good guy here.
Yeah.
If Batista's going to stick around, then Triple H might put him over because Batista's a bad guy and he can do more stuff.
Yeah.
Like Batista Roman at SummerSlam.
Well, that'd be great.
Look at that.
That'd be great.
Like sort of put Roman like above the title at this point, you know?
Mm-hmm. Stephen Williams, first live stream, love the podcast. Welcome, Stephen.
Welcome, Steven. That's the thing about Roman.
Didn't he kind of say that? He said his time away is giving him some perspective or something.
He said he's not worried about titles. He's worried about using the platform.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. if the dude doesn't care about the title, the fans will want to put the title on him.
I know.
That's been the entire thing. If he
know.
doesn't care about it,
I know.
then the fans will, and they'll want it back on him, and we'll want it back on him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So book him like he doesn't book him like he's above title and he's out for a bigger cause.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it is. Orlando Orego. I read the Batista attacking Rick was planned for weeks now, so they had Batista locked for WrestleMania. Who knows?
Good. Jurgen Johnson & Johnson's. Who would you hire as Ronda's promo coach? Wolfpack for life here, says Samoa Joe. I think that's a great answer.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Samoa Joe.
It's hard to beat
his
that,
promo
man.
coach.
Absolutely. Alex Foster, first off, I was in tears for Roman's announcement. Second, when Sting came out and he talked to No Way Jose, what were they talking about? And he says in or out of kayfabe, but I just want in kayfabe. Hey,
I imagine it's kind of like that scene in Wrath of Khan when Chekhov and Paul Winfield land on Khan's planet. And so first Sting goes up to Bob Roode and says, I know you. And then turn around to No Way Jose and says, I don't know.
No, man. No Way Jose said something like, hey, man, did you talk to number one contender Seth Rollins yet? And Sting goes, number one contender.
Number one contender.
Number one contender.
Why is Paul Winfield's name in that movie escaping me? It's Captain...
why is it on the tip of my tongue?
I know, me too.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what's funny about that, though? He never met Chekhov in the original series. Chekhov wasn't in that episode that Khan was in.
I know.
I know.
I remember.
Paul Winfield.
Hold on, I'm already on it. Continue on with questions.
Star Trek. I'm going to get up before you.
Terrell.
Captain Terrell.
Razor Bear. So is the women's title vacant now? I don't know. Unknown.
It's I mean, you know.
It's in a state of flux, purgatory, if you will.
Yeah. Man, I was watching Discovery this weekend. It's so good. Let's see here. Richard Nason, this is a good question. Could Roman's return possibly influence Dean to stay? I mean, we don't know, but I imagine it's not something that would. I think it's more this. Could if every episode of Raw was booked as well as it was last night, that would go a lot further to having him turn around and say, hey, you know what? Let's talk about like maybe a lighter schedule. And right of creative refusal. I think that like I read that Daniel Bryan has like right of creative refusal in his contract. Say, look, you want me that bad?
At this rate, I think it's even money that Dean just takes some time off and just kind of thinks about what he wants to do.
You know, he's got like a ton of money.
Jason Jimerson, Matthew is right. Lacey Evans is Abe Simpson. Of course, there's that scene from The Simpsons where he walks in the room, turns around, walks back out. Sammy Garcia, where on the card will Dave versus Triple H be? Latter half.
Oh, dude, it's 8 hours long.
Yeah,
it ain't going to be the main event. So,
no.
And it's not going to be in the kickoff. It's not going to be in the first hour. So it'll either be like this between the.
It'll be in the last 3 hours of the show.
Yeah.
Scorpio 85. Sorry about yesterday, Steve. You're still my ace, but Larson is a man of going into Raw podcast. But Steve, what's a daily routine besides family?
No, man, no. No, you don't get that. Oh, he gave us $10. Okay. Daily routine with the family. It's very boring. It's as boring as his. It's boring. Let's see here. I come home. Well, generally, I try to get to the gym between here and home. So I do that. And then usually on the way back from gym, I go pick up Bama from school. We go home, hang out for a bit. Lacey goes back from work. We have dinner, watch some TV. I hang out with them. I go watch wrestling. And that's it. It's so boring. It's like the boringest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's not exciting, man. I'm not a cop. I don't have excitement in my life.
You know, I wonder how much of that is pretty boring, too.
Probably just get dumped on all day. You know, you gotta deal with people like at their worst sometimes. That sounds horrible.
It does.
Everybody's just like scared to be around you or like yelling at you. It'd be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder they all go crazy and start beating up people. Let's see here. Good point here. Regular Trevor. I knew Batista didn't actually beat up Flair because Flair wasn't bleeding all over the place. That's a good point. That guy juices like it's nobody's business.
If he thinks about it, it happens.
Oh, wow. This is interesting. Dunce Cat. I went to a convention this past weekend, and I saw a guy wearing a Macho Man shirt. So I tried to too sweet him, but he looked at me like I was crazy. I wonder if the dude was like, Macho Man was never Bullet Club.
Yeah. But he was in the NWO.
But he was NWO. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I hope Dunce Cat yelled at him or gave him a freaking Rainmaker. Got him up for a one-winged angel, maybe.
There you go.
Even just a sling blade. Nathan, so in kayfabe, did Finn smash or did he just awkwardly ignore Alexa for the rest of the night? Man, how did he not just... I don't know, man. He just keeps his cool.
Yeah, man.
Plays it cool. It's better to be like... It's better to play hard to get, man.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
It's better to do that. Just be like... She comes around. He's like... He does this stuff. He's like this. And she's like, it's good to see you, Finn. And then she's like, oh, God. You have a massive erection right now. He's wearing his little red chonies. He does a dinner. It's like Iron Sheik versus Hogan.
Yeah. It's like even belt can't cover that up.
He's like, oh, it's the pleats of the pants.
Pants, trunks.
I gotta go walk this off.
They're loose fitting.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man. Let's see here. Richard Nason says, what a shit way to end Raw. I wanted to see Flair air hump down the ramp and drop an elbow on his sports coat.
That would have been a good end too, but give me Dave.
Man. Give me Dave. Oh, man, that was a killer ending, man.
That was a good ending, man.
That was good. You got a couple more questions over here on Le Patreon. Let's see here. Lindsay DXHBK says, way too early WrestleMania prediction here. Mania ends with Seth winning the Universal title. Roman comes out to celebrate with him, only to put Seth down like a dog. They're not going to turn him heel, man. They have worked so hard. So hard.
Sammy Garcia, when's the next Friendo Road episode? Love your guys' acting. It's magnificent. Stay tuned. We got some stuff we got to work out. Orlando Orego, Women Triple Threat will be announced at Fastlane for Mania, I'm assuming. And then Sam Devison in kayfabe.
Sorry. Ash Grove here on Patreon said, I live in Denmark, and the Danish NBA commentators look like Steven Larson from an alternate universe. It totally does.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Sam Devison in kayfabe, where has Mojo and his mirror been?
I was just happy to see EC3 up on stage. Apparently, according to Mikey Omega, they taped he had a main event match. Not in the main event, mind you, but a match on main event. I don't know what that's a bummer.
Yeah, I know.
Here, y'all can see this. Look, they're even on the right sides.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's something else.
That's hilarious. Who are these guys and why are they us? Get out of here. You are too much.
Too much.
Anyways, that's it for the show. Let's see here. Patrons, $5 and up. Get
Truth Exposed Day.
Bonus show. Patrick Sparks, if you're out there, I followed you on Twitter, man. Get us a Truth Exposed video.
Same. Ask your charge every Monday. Oh, yeah. Scorpio 85. How often does StarCast happen? Would like to meet you guys. Well, I mean, so far this is only the second one. I don't know if they're going to do one for every one of their major pay-per-views. It's going to be too much at that rate.
Too much.
That's monthly then. I would suspect they'll have this one. Maybe they'll do another one for All In 2 if they do it in Chicago again. And after that, maybe once a year.
Given how exhausted Conrad seemed over the first StarCast, I would suspect it's going to be yearly.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he'll schedule them around I don't know.
They'll decide whatever their major show is for the year and just do it then.
Yeah, probably. But I don't know. That's a question for maybe you guys can chat up Conrad about that. I imagine he's taking it one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my speculation. He's got a lot on his plate.
That he does.
Including selling houses,
mortgages.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
What is it? First American Mortgage?
Something like that.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Anyways. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like I said, patrons, stay tuned. And yeah, also, like I said, you got 2 days if you want that care package sent out in the next couple of weeks. Till next time, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.